Hello, my name's Miles, and this is Steam Graveyard, the gaming series where I unearth the lost games of the Steam store. Today's game is OTTTD. Yep. And it's a tower defense game that came out in 2014. Now, I have a really big love for tower defense games. I think they're fantastic as a sort of break from, bigger, heavier games, maybe the AAA games that come out, every once in a while. In between RPGs and just things that, take a little bit more time, a little bit more brain power. And in the meantime, you can put on a nice tower defense game, have a beer, and just chill out and relax. I find them really cathartic and, just really enjoyable to just sit around and just have fun with. So this one doesn't have the best name of all time. And like every other game on Steam Graveyard, this game didn't do particularly well, which is a shame because it's very good. Although it does have one massive problem, which I will get to at the end of the video. But yeah, I mean, you have to have a nice catchy title. You have to have a title that actually means something, that shows what the game or hints at what the game is all about. And yeah, OTTTD is not the best title ever. It is an acronym and it does stand for something, over the top tower defense, but you would have to actually go into the description on Steam to know what the acronym actually is. So that's kind of, I really do feel like that's part of the reason why it didn't do so well. But as you will see though, the graphics and presentation, sound, everything about this game is actually really good. I would say above average, quite high above average for most tower defense games, which are little indie 2D games. This one instead is fully 3D, and it's very colorful, very nice graphics. And you can see there the presentation at the beginning is it's pretty nice. A nice graphical style, and it was nice monochrome colors, and then you jump into this and it's nice full colors. So let's go. So this one is a little bit different from most tower defense games in that you have your heroes alongside a variety of towers. And I suppose I should point out to people who have never played a tower defense game is the whole objective is to basically just survive wave after wave. And you have like a little base, and you have to keep the base safe by, defending against it with towers, thus a tower defense. So, okay, there is our base. This is level 1. And as it says, keep it protected. If you lose your base, you lose the game. You can see there the health of the base in green. And I'll as you can see, whenever I'm scrolling around, everything's nice and 3D and it's colorful. Everything pops, it's got a really nice look to it. So, and the characters are all nice and individual.
I'm on it.
Voice acted.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very good stuff. Let me see here. I think I've actually got the music off, so let's turn it back on. I think that'll do. Okay, so this is your bog standard tutorial here. And there's some guns up. So you start off with just one basic tower, the Gatling Tower. And again, really nice animations and colors, and everything's vibrant and got a nice impact to it, and there's quite a bit of gore. But it's sort of cartoonish, if you look closely, the fish all turn into sushi rolls, and, well, I mean, there's still, I suppose, blood and guts everywhere, but never mind that. It's a somewhat cutesy kind of game. So your heroes can repair your towers if they're near them and they're not attacking at the same time. The heroes, that is. So later on, there's because you do have heroes, they have certain abilities, and right on cue. Let me see, what does this do? So this. So this, I think, means that your tower can now take more damage or does more damage for a limited amount of time. And you can see on the left there the cooldown for this ability, so you can keep using it. And because it's a cooldown, it means that you have to really use it at the right time. You have to kind of know what you're doing and try to be as efficient as possible with them. So there you go, mission 1 done. So you get some currency, and this currency here is actually your skill points. I'll show that later. And I got 3 stars. So like any good tower defense game, there's a lot of achievements, a lot of different currencies. And those currencies go into upgrading towers and unlocking new things and items. And the star system is a good way of showing just how well you actually did on a level. So it promotes replayability. And here you go, even the characters can level up. The characters each have their own type of weapons that they can use. They earn skill points, which they can... let me see...
got the plan, I've got the tools.
Yeah, you can see here, these are the, well, these are active abilities. Yeah, these are the different weapons that this particular guy can use. So there's quite a selection. I will say that some are definitely overpowered. Well, see, here's the thing, is that you're supposed to kind of unlock these things in a linear order. So you go from, 472, 606 to 682, 911, and you keep going and, you eventually get, the heavy big thing. But you can actually just save your money and just buy the best weapon from the very start. So it's a little gimmicky like that. I'm not a fan of that. There is some weapons that are better than others in certain situations. So for example, this Crucifixer gun, which is the highest level gun for this class, has a range of 280 but no splash. While the... let me see. Yeah, while this gun here actually has a range of 440. So it doesn't do as much damage, but it's got a bigger range. So that could be pretty useful at times. Other guns, I'm not sure if this class uses them, but some other guns have splash damage while others don't. So you can potentially have, a short-range machine gun, a long-range sniper rifle, or maybe a medium-range grenade launcher that doesn't do too much damage, but it has a nice spread and it creates an AoE every single time that it hits. So there's a bit of variety in the kind of weapons that you can select, and it especially comes into play with some of the levels, because maybe there's bigger enemies in one level, so you need heavier, more single target weapons. While other times there's a lot of weaker enemies, or you need that splash damage constantly coming out. Again, you have different sorts of armors, and these all have different resistances and improve your health in certain ways. Again, though, for the most part, you want to just go for the best ones. Although there's actually 3 different versions of final tier armor, so that's pretty decent. And as you level up, as you play the game and you gain experience, you level up, and each character has their own completely different skill tree, which is really, really cool. And you can see some of the things here. So Ultra Tower, that was the one I used earlier. You've temporarily improved the selected tower's deadliness. That's going to look great on your employee review. So yeah, it boosts my tower's damage by 80%. And then if I wanted to, I could level that up again, boost it to 85, then up to 90, and then I could pick something else. So let's go with this one here. Repairs a selected tower instantly or your money back. So, okay, I think that's maybe a ranged repair for any tower on the map, and it instantly repairs it fully back up to health, maybe? Or maybe somewhat? So let's go for that, because that's really important. Early on, there's not that many enemies that actually fight back. They pretty much zone in right onto your base, but later on, things get more tricky, and you've got to really manage how much damage your towers are taking. There's some towers even that will shield other towers and make it more difficult for them to actually finally drop. I've actually played this quite a bit. I bought it back whenever it first released. Like I said, geez, 4 years ago now. Wow. And yeah, it's great. I think I played around 20 hours, and then I hit a block. And again, I will explain that later. But for now, let's just have some fun with this and see what this map is all about.
Who wants some? 10-4.
So the positions of the turrets are set, which I'm not usually a fan of that, but I think the positioning is pretty good. It lends itself to being a more strategic placing. So even though you've got a limited selection of places that you can actually put your towers, you... Uh-oh, don't want that coming in. You still have to really be... Well, actually, even more so, you've got to be careful of where you place certain towers. So, okay, I've got now the pulse cannons, which are good against anti-armor. And you can see this guy, actually, he's decided to pick a fight with this tower, so we gotta go rescue it. I'm gonna actually buff that tower, and I'm going to heal it. So again, over to the left, you can see the cooldowns of my items. Of my abilities, I should say. These are also customizable as far as I remember. I'll check later. So you can actually take a couple different abilities and, again, depending on the map or depending on your team loadout, you can choose what you want to bring with you. Build another laser tower here because that guy's armored. Ooh, can I take him out before he reaches my base? Yep. Not really a problem. Yeah, it's still early days. At the very beginning of the game, sadly, you don't have the option of making the waves move faster, you know, speeding up the game time, which is okay, I guess, but I'd like, because there is quite a fair amount of grinding in this game, it is good to go back to some of the earlier levels like this, and you want to just zip through them. You don't want to just sit around and have to wait through, you know, wave after wave without the ability to speed up the game time.
I don't think that thing's getting up.
Because, you know, you'll have a full team of heroes, then you'll have a whole set of different towers, and basically you'll be able to, you know, wipe the floor with the enemies on this level. So you wanted to go quick. Uh-oh, this guy's getting through now. It is pretty cool the way the not just all the gore, but all of the spent ammunition just litters the ground as well. So it really gives you a nice sense of, well, achievement, I suppose. Oh, this guy's coming up, and he's pretty big. Let's see if I can upgrade this. So just like any other tower defense game, you can upgrade your towers, and a really good thing, and something that annoys me quite often about tower defense games is whenever you upgrade, these actually change the way they look. In other games, sometimes they don't, they just look exactly the same, and it just says, you know, like, oh, it does more damage, or it's got a little bit more range. No, I want to see the improvements that I'm making. You know, it makes the game a little bit nicer to look at and a little bit more engaging. Okay, so I've done 2 missions now. I'm actually going to switch over to my main account for this game, so let's see. Because I think this will give you a better indication of how the game progresses without me spending, you know, 20 hours getting to where I was. So let's try something a little around the middle of the game. I'll go with this. And you can see now that later in the game you do get a full team of soldiers. You actually get, what is that, 9 different heroes? I haven't even unlocked them all yet. So you get 9 heroes. They each level up. You can see level 22 here, 20 there, 19. You have to kind of... Experience isn't shared, so if someone's not playing that map, they won't get XP, which is kind of a drag. It means there's even more grinding, so, you know, for example, if I want to play, you know, a bunch of maps with these 4 guys, and then later I want to interject, you know, maybe my Bombardier into my squad, it means that I'm going to have to get my Bombardier grinded up to whatever level they are to really make him in any way efficient. But yeah, and again, like I said, you have different weapons, and he has a teapot. Okay. I don't remember giving him that, but... Okay, yeah, well, his ultimate weapon is a teapot. Yeah, he's a Bombardier, Grenadier kind of guy, so a lot of splash damage, 190, range 700. And there you go, you've got that item, which, let's see, 280. Yeah, so that's actually got bigger splash damage. You can see there, 280 compared to the 190, but it does less damage and it's got a much smaller range. And again, jumping into the skills, you can see there's a lot of different things here. You do sort of have an ultimate as well, once you get to the very far end of your skill package. And yeah, again, lots of different things you can play around with there. These are the different abilities, so like I said, you can really switch out and customize your character and choose a build that you want. And so you've got the abilities, you've got the multiple abilities for each class, and then you've got multiple characters in a team. So that creates an enormous amount of customization, and you really get a sense that you can just sort of play the way that you want. And yeah, it's very, very good, very fun. Some of the characters are pretty quirky as well. There's a scientist here that's going to be popping up, who is pretty crazy. Let me show you here. He can actually create clones, and his clones are permanent. And they just run around the map, just randomly shooting enemies, and he can also do this. So, you know, that's pretty good too. That's actually a very, very powerful ability. He has really long cooldowns, but he's got very, very powerful abilities. So let's go and try to defend with towers in this tower defense game. Okay, let's set things up here. So you've got, let me see, you've got 4 basic tower types, and then each tower type has a separate, 2 different versions that it can be upgraded to. So it's pretty cool that, again, a lot more customization and things like that. And again, now that, you know, there's more enemies coming along, and you can really see that there's quite a lot of... It's quite a good-looking game. Big teddy bear zombie thing attacking me now. Oh, there's one of my clones just running around. You can also upgrade your base, as far as I remember, so that it can have, you know, like... Oh no, wait, maybe it doesn't actually. Maybe it's just in certain levels. No, you can actually upgrade your base. Yeah, I think it, like, adds weapons, you know, so that it can defend itself without even having a tower nearby, which is pretty handy. Oh, that's nearly dead, so I want somebody to get over there and defend that, or... fix it. So I've got to make sure that he's sort of not going to attack any enemies, because you see, he will stop defending, stop repairing, if he goes to attack an enemy. I'm not sure about that. I feel like it would be better if it was optional, because some characters like the sniper, I mean, they can pretty much shoot anywhere on the map, which makes it nearly impossible for them to ever repair anything because they're always shooting at something. Something's always in range. Let me see here. Can I not speed this up? Should be a way of speeding this up. I'm not sure. Okay, let's bring in some missile turrets. These things are pretty cool. Yeah, I like these, like, Hornet shots. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this is why I like, you know, tower defense games. You just sort of chill out, and there's strategy involved and everything, and it takes some time to get used to. Each one's got their own sort of flavor of things, their own little mix of, you know, what makes it unique. But, yeah, this it is very good. Yep, plenty of different abilities now as well, so I can really, you know... Yeah, I think that was actually his ultimate there, so you can see that they are very, very impressive. This guy... I think this guy's actually my... Oh, this is my Saboteur, I think. I didn't bring my sniper. Yeah, you can see that there's a lot of different things that you can do with this game. And again, each enemy has a different type of resistance and a different type of damage attack, I think. Or at least, yeah. So there you see, this one does fire damage, so if your guys have, you know, high fire defense armor on, they're not going to take that much damage. On the contrary, if you're attacking an enemy that has fire defense, and your guy's got like a flamethrower, then he's not going to be very efficient. Ooh, this thing's big. He is not going down. You can see the health there as well, and a nice little name, Zombie Teddy Bear. Very nice. Popping some eyeballs up there. That's actually pretty messed up, but yeah, that's okay. Okay. Oh, yep. It's a tower defense game, so you really do just sort of sit around and just blow things up. A lot of it is just, you know, getting the towers down and then sort of watching things happen, and yeah, it's very comforting, I find. Sure, let us jump ahead though. That gives you an idea of, you know, one of the standard sort of maps later on. There are bosses as well in this game. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, so here's a boss level. These are pretty difficult, and the bosses tend to be pretty impressive in size and scope. So I don't see it yet, but believe me, it's coming. So I gotta get these towers down. This is a air-based enemy. So there's two types of enemies in the game, ground and air-based, which is good to sort of mix things up a bit. Let's see, where is it? Oh yeah, that's it. So again, like really good animation, and it's a nice design, and it pops, and I really love the aesthetics to this game. Yeah, this boss is very difficult though. Takes a lot to take it down, and all the while you still got the normal enemies coming along. So I'm trying my best to upgrade things, but I just don't have the money. Luckily, my guys are pretty much overpowered for this level. Although, to be honest, it still takes an awful lot. You can see my scientist there is exploded with tentacles out of his head, which does considerable amounts of damage, actually, to the boss. Dropping my ultimate there. Okay, I gotta get more air tower things going. Let's go for the basic machine gun towers, I think. That way it can take down the ground and also the air boss. But I really, really need to get this, get some more anti-air going. The music's, you know, decent. It's a little generic, but it gets the job done, I suppose. It's a little bit more dramatic now that there's a boss flying around. Oh, I thought he was at half health. He's like a quarter. Okay, I really gotta upgrade this one. That's gonna be my main way of taking down these flying things. We've got some normal flying enemies now coming in too. Let's see. Okay, put down a mine. So you can see there's a lot going on. You know, once you get a full team and you get full abilities unlocked, you start customizing your abilities and you start customizing your armor and your weapons, and he's firing teapots. My god, that's amazing. Yeah, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot to unlock and grind for, and you do definitely get a sense of accomplishment, you know, playing the game. And it's not just about, you know, getting the money to get something new. There is plenty of things that to have fun with and to look forward to as you're playing the game. Oh, and my soldier just died. Well, this is something that happens sometimes, and yeah, whenever your soldier dies, I think they're out for like 3 missions, so you can't use them unless you pay a certain amount of money. There's no like real money in this game. This is a mobile game as well, or at least it was ported to mobile. So I think in that one there is, and there's certainly elements of this game you can tell are definitely straight from a mobile game. Some of the, you know, displays like that and everything, it's very clicky. I don't really have a big, you know, problem with it, except whenever it comes down to, you know, elements of free-to-play being obvious in the game. Again, with, you know, the inclusion of 2 currencies, that's a pretty, you know, obvious thing that the game is from a mobile market. So there you go. These premium currencies, like I said, you don't actually pay any money for it. You do get them as you play. You don't get very many of them though. So here you see again the mobile thing coming into play. You can wait 43 minutes of real time, or you can pay 1 premium currency to unlock the character again. Once you unlock, you just get the character straight back. He keeps all of his equipment, all of his abilities, all his XP, everything's good to go. It's just that, you know, you've got to potentially wait for a while. As far as I remember, if you lose multiple heroes at the same time, then the time penalty increases to hours then, which can be a little annoying if you're playing a very difficult mission that you're stuck on and your soldiers keep dying. Then you've literally got to stop the game and go do something else, which is ridiculous. It's terrible, in fact. But it's a free-to-play mechanic that is in mobile games to get you to spend money on the premium currency. But again, like I said, the premium currency in this game is built in. You don't actually have to pay for it. Now, the biggest gripe of this game, I love it, I love this game, but I hate it as well. And that is the grind. The grind is okay for the first 10 hours or so of the game, and it's a lot of fun. You have a ton of fun. You're constantly unlocking new things, but then you hit this wall where you just cannot go past. The levels just get insanely difficult to the point where you have to have all of your characters completely maxed out. And this is the level that I've been stuck on. And I've never been able to get past it. And you just... I just find it impossible to get past. I've tried over and over again. I'm going to play like a crappy game here just to kind of show off the level. because I haven't played this place in years now, but it's just your troops just start not doing enough damage, and it really is all just about, oh, well, you've got to now spend the next 10 hours playing the same levels that you've unlocked over and over again so that you can get past that one level. And then once you do that, well then guess what? You've got to play all the other levels again a couple times so that you can get past the next level. And currently I'm stuck on level 19, I think it is. And it's just... it's really annoying. And again, this is the mobile thing coming into play. You know, it's extending the game, it's making the game so difficult that your soldiers go down very easily. And that was right on time. So that you have to pay money for the game. So both my soldiers are already dead. That was, what, a couple of seconds? Now, again, I'm not playing at my, you know, maximum efficiency here, and this is just to show it off. But, come on, that was awful quick. And this is a level that I've been grinding for hours and hours. All my towers are going down in seconds. Yeah, I have a real problem with this game, you know, once it gets to around level 12, I would say, then it just becomes a total grind fest, and it doesn't become very fun. Because you're playing these similar levels, not similar, the exact same levels over and over again. Like I said, you know, you're playing the first level of the game again. And you've still got the tutorial messages popping up, but you've got to play them because that's the only way you can get money back to buy new equipment, to buy better equipment, and to level up your heroes with XP. So, yep, here I am, doomed, and this is a pretty cool boss, though. Pretty original. Well, at least for a tower defense game. Normally, tower defense games, you know, the bosses are just like this big colossal thing that just has a ton of health and it's just walking straight towards you and you gotta take it out before it gets to you. But in this game, you know, they're quite diverse, and, you know, like the last one was a flying enemy, and this one's, you know, big tentacled monster coming out of the ocean. Really cool stuff. Just a shame I can't get past it. And I have no intention of playing another 4 hours grinding on levels I've already grinded on for hours each, just so that I can get past this to see what's next. So, yeah, it's a real shame. And any minute now. Yep. And that's that. So, there you go. That is OTTTD. Did I say all the T's? I'm not sure. Maybe I said more T's than there were T's there. I'm not sure. It's getting kind of late in the day. So this is on Steam for £5.79. I think it's a pretty good price. I think it's a good, you know, right in the center kind of price for the game. If you love tower defense games, check it out. But bear in mind, you will hit a barrier. You will get to this point where you pretty much just cannot get past. Unless you want to spend another... Basically, you want to double your time in the game getting past the thing. So that you can just unlock one new level. And then, you know, it's just a perpetual motion machine of grinding. And for me, it just ground me down. I don't have any more will to play this game, even though I love the aesthetic, I love the gameplay. But boy, does it get annoying once you get to that point where you just cannot pass without having to go back and play all those other levels all over again. So it's a very tentative recommended. I think for tower defense games, you'll love it. Really enjoyable, but yeah. It gets to a point where it pretty much becomes unplayable. I can't beat it, and I don't think many other people have beat it. And, you know, I'd be okay if it was just because it was really difficult. But, man, I tell you, I played that level that I'm stuck on, and that's not the first level that I was stuck on. You just naturally become stuck on levels. And it just takes time to grind and get all that gear and get all of your abilities and upgrade those abilities. And wow, it's just way too much. It turns into work at one point. and the game loses all its charm and all its fun, and you gotta turn it off or else you're gonna lose your life to it. So there you go. So if it looks good, check it out, but yeah, just keep that in mind. So there you go, there's another Steam graveyard. I like to mix things up with a lot of different genres, a lot of different types of games, but as always, all of these games are, they never did that well on Steam. Every game I review, the link to the game is in the description. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe. If you have already subscribed, please hit that little bell icon. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next Steam Graveyard. Bye for now.